Hey, welcome back to Citizen Prep, where we prepare you for your U.S. citizenship test. Last time we reviewed questions around the Constitution and amendments and branches of government. We're going to review some of those and go through those very quickly. So you can use this first part of the video as another practice test. Then we'll get to some more questions that will go a little bit slower for you, so you can review those as well. Hopefully this is a great practice for you to prepare you for the real thing. If you haven't gone to citizenprep.com, check that out. We have a interactive guide with executive summaries, text help. We have YouTube videos. We have podcasts you can listen to for each one of these subjects. It's an instant download. You can view it on your phone. You can view it on your desktop, on your commute, wherever you are, to help you study for this test and not only just memorize things, but also to cement it in your knowledge. So let's get started with our review. All right, this is from last time. What is the supreme law of the land? I'm going to go a little bit quicker on these questions. Answer: the U.S. Constitution. What does the Constitution do? Wait a few seconds here. Sets up the government, defines the government, protects basic rights of Americans. All right. Next question. The idea of self-government is the first three words of the Constitution. What are these words? And that would be we the people. All right. Next question. What is an amendment? What is an amendment? And if you remember from video 1, amendment is a change or an addition to the Constitution. Next question. What do we call those first 10 amendments to the Constitution? What are those first 10? If you remember our trick, it is a man's name, starts with a man's name, and that is the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights. What is one right or freedom from the First Amendment? We had this as a bonus question last time, so we didn't actually ask this one. But what is one right or freedom from the First Amendment? There's a bunch of rights and freedoms packed in there. Just name one. I'll give you a few seconds here. Answer to that is freedom of speech, freedom of religion, right to assembly, freedom of the press, and the right to peacefully petition the government. That is all wrapped up in Amendment number 1. Now, again, this question, a lot of native U.S. citizens that are born here never get this one correct. So if you get this one, bonus points to you. But how many amendments does the Constitution have? Again, you already know that it has at least 10 because of the Bill of Rights. So it's got to be more than 10. But how many amendments does the Constitution have? And that would be 27. 27. What did the Declaration of Independence do? Answer: it announced our independence from Great Britain. We would have declared our independence, said the United States is free from Great Britain. We just throw that in there in case your officer ends up asking independence from whom. All right, what are two rights in the Declaration of Independence? What are two rights listed in the Declaration of Independence? Give you a few seconds here. There's three main ones. So name two of the three. Two of them start with the same letter. Ready? Here we go. That would be life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness would be the answer there. We asked this in video 1. What is freedom of religion? So I'm going to go a little bit faster on this answer. So quickly give me the answer. What is freedom of religion? You have the right to practice any religion or not practice a religion. The U.S. government does not sponsor a particular religion. Question we asked last time as well, what is the economic system in the United States? What is the economic system in the United States? What is that called? And the answer there, it's a capitalist economy. Capitalism or market economy are also sometimes acceptable answers there, but just try to go with capitalist or market economy. Here's one that will probably come up. What is the rule of law? What is the rule of law? Think about it for a few seconds. What is the rule of law? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The rule of law is everyone must follow the law, even the leaders. So we have no dictators or kings that are outside the law. The government must obey the law. They don't get special treatment. No one is above the law. Any one of those answers would suffice. I think the easiest one to remember is no one is above the law. Name one branch or part of the government. This is the easy one. You should get this one. You just have to name one. I advise my students to remember all three, but you just have to remember one. Name one. We would have accepted the legislative branch, the executive branch, or the judicial branch. You could have also said Congress, the president, or the courts. Congress being the legislative, president being the executive branch, and the courts being the judicial branch. All right, so what stops one of these branches of government from becoming too powerful? We asked this last time. Can you recall? It is checks and balances or separation of powers. All right, let's get into some more. What is the name of the President of the United States? What's the name of the current President of the United States? We are filming this in the month of May 2021. And so just depending on when you're watching this video, this answer might be different. But at current time, it's Joe Biden or Joseph Biden is the current president. Now, if you're watching this and it's not 2021 or it's way in the future, I would suggest going to whitehouse.gov to find the current sitting U.S. president, or just turn on some U.S. news, and I'm sure he or she will be a important topic. What is the name of the vice president of the United States? This is one a lot of people get wrong. So this is kind of a gotcha question. Make sure you not only know the president, but also the vice president. All right. Currently, the vice president is Kamala Harris is the current vice president at the time of this video. It is May 2021. All right. Next question. What does the president's cabinet do? What does the president's cabinet do? Give you a hint, it's not for storing dishes and cups. And the answer there is advises the president. So these are the advisors the president invites into the Oval Office to help with important decisions. All right, can you name 2 cabinet level positions? There's a whole lot of them here, so you just need to name 2. I always recommend just memorizing 2 of them that you care most about and kind of keeping those in your back pocket. But what are 2 cabinet level positions? So here are the answers here. We would have accepted Secretary of Agriculture, Commerce, Defense, Education, Energy, Health and Human Services, Homeland Security, Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, Secretary of the Interior, Labor, State, Transportation, Treasury, Veteran Affairs, Attorney General, and Vice President. Easy one to remember there is always vice president. And then, if you can't remember one of them, just say education. All right. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the federal government. What is one power of the federal government? And that would be strictly federal government. So the states do not have these powers. Just give us one. And that answer would be to print money, to declare war, to create an army, and to make treaties. So states cannot print money, declare war, create an army, or make treaties. Those are all the rights of the federal government. All right. Within that federal government, what are two major political parties in the United States? What are two major political parties in the United States? There's some smaller ones, but we just want the two big ones. I'll give you a hint. Their symbols are an elephant and a donkey. And that answer would be Democratic and Republican parties. That one should be an easy one. All righty. What is one responsibility that is only for U.S. citizens? So you have to be a citizen to have this responsibility. All right. If you're happy with those answers, we'll go to the answers here. And that would be serve on a jury and vote in a federal election. Now, you don't have to vote in a federal election, but within the test wording, that is a responsibility of a United States citizen. So serve on a jury, which if you're summoned to a jury, you definitely have to show up. And you have the right to vote in a federal election. What are two rights of everyone living in the United States? What are two rights of everyone living in the United States? And these might be inalienable rights, perhaps. There's a bunch of these, and so give us two. Give a few seconds here. And the answer. So, freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom to petition the government, freedom of religion, and the right to bear arms. Now, that last one's a little bit tricky because if you are a convicted felon, just depending on the current laws, typically you're not allowed to bear firearms. Some of these rights can be taken away under criminal felonies, but pretty much if you go with freedom of expression and freedom of speech, or freedom of speech and freedom of religion, those are usually the best answers to go for and won't have any gotcha follow-ups. All right. How old do citizens have to be to vote for president? How old do citizens have to be to vote for the President of the United States? Give you a hint, it is not the same age as the legal drinking age. The answer is 18 years old or older. So you can get taxed at 16, 17, but you won't be able to vote for the president until you are 18 years of age or older. Speaking of taxes, when is the last day you can send in federal income tax forms? Now, during 2020, we had COVID and they pushed it back for 2021, but under normal circumstances, when is the last day you can send in federal income tax forms? This is a tough one for some people, but that would be April 15th. What am I saying? April 15th. Have you heard of Julius Caesar? So beware of the Ides of March. Ides of March is 15th of March. Beware of the Ides of April in the US because that is tax day, April 15th. All right. There are 13 original states. Name 3. And I'll give you a trick to remember this one as well. Name 13 of the original states. No, name 3 of the 13 original states. I'll give you a few seconds here to contemplate that, to lock in your answers. And now the answers. If you said New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, or Georgia, you are correct. Now for the test, you're going to have anxiety. Sometimes you have brain fog. I tell people just always remember the Carolinas. So you got one north, one south, and then one of the news: New York, New Jersey, New Hampshire. So you can remember all the news, and that gets you covered: New Hampshire, New York, New Jersey. Or you can do the North, South Carolina, and then throw in one more for fun. All right, how'd you do there? So I think with all of these, you had to get at least 16 correct to have a passing score. So hopefully you got more than that. I always recommend that for these practice videos, you try to only miss 1 or 2. Because when you're going to be in front of your questioner, nerves are going to get the best of you. You're going to remember some stuff you thought you knew down packed, and you'll have adrenaline going. So, leave some room for error, and make sure when you're doing these videos that you get, only a few wrong, or try to get every answer correct. Be sure to visit citizenprep.com to get our guide. It is well worth the cost. It's an instant download. You can consume the content on the go wherever you are. It'll go right to your phone or your laptop or your iPad. We link out to YouTube videos, podcasts, and helpful summaries on things to remember. It also has several practice guides and practice tests for you there as well. So you're not just memorizing it, but you're actually learning the content, which is important. So hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Good luck.